Welcome to the Lion's Den. My name's Robert Love. I'm a neuroscientist. I specialize in helping people prevent Alzheimer's disease with science. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. Please consult your medical doctor before doing anything that affects your health. My intention is to share with you the science to the best of my ability and to the best of my knowledge, so that way you can make decisions in your life that will improve your health, wellness, and longevity, and ideally the quality of your life and your happiness, ideally, as well as your relationships. This is the Lion's Den. The Lion's Den is a place where we come to love and support each other, where we come to learn, about health, wellness, neuroscience, preventing Alzheimer's disease. And members are known as evolving lions. Why? Well, evolving because you're getting better and you're choosing to get better. Number two, evolving because we look to our evolutionary past to inform our diet. So what did our ancestors eat? That's a great way to inform what's good for our diet. And three, lions, because we like lion's mane. Lion's mane is awesome. If you're just arriving, please put your first name and where you are from the chat. We are live on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Today is AMA, Ask Me Anything. I'm going to do my very best to answer as many questions as I can, that I competently can. I don't know the answers to many of your questions because your questions are very good, and a lot of them are from a wide variety of fields. And let's have some fun together. So put your first name and where you're from in the chat. Hi, Patsy from El Centro. I have not tried PEMF-MAT. What is that, Avail Skin? Hello from Mexico. And if you're just arriving, go ahead and hit the like or thumbs up button if you like. That'll help tell people to come on over here. Hi, GG Pups. Where have you been? I've missed you. Rachel Klein. Hello. You haven't been in a while. I know. I've moved, so I've been so busy. How was your day? My day was excellent. It was very funny. I went and had my passport renewed, and the woman looked at my application. By the way, she was awesome. She had all these inspirational cards on her desk, like, just because it's a bad day doesn't mean that you need to be negative. All these great sayings. And so I said, hey, I really like the cards that you have on your desk. And she said, thank you. And then she looked at my application. She said, neuroscientist. What does that mean? And then I told her what I do. And then I said, I do a lot of teaching on TikTok and on Instagram to help people prevent Alzheimer's disease. And she said, oh, well, what's your handle on Instagram? Let me follow you. So the person who was helping me at the federal government today, helping me get my passport renewed, they followed me on Instagram. So that was really fun. User 1793. I ordered your lion's mane a few days ago. It should be here tomorrow. Outstanding. That'll be wonderful. Is a lack of vitamin D cause of depression? It can be. It can be a contributing factor. I don't like to say cause because cause suggests that it's the only thing. Lack of vitamin D can increase the risk of depression, just like lack of sleep, poor quality diet, watching lots of news, and so forth. Lots of hearts over here on Instagram. Thank you so much. We got Frida from Virginia Beach. We got Laura from North Carolina, exclamation point. Roxel. Delightful. Just got the delivery of lion's mane. Awesome. You are so welcome. From Singapore. Awesome. My lion's mane, my Roar lion's mane, made it all the way to Singapore. Awesome. Please let me know how you like it. Some people notice a difference within the first week, which is amazing. Some people it takes a little bit longer. My lion's mane has a 6-month money back guarantee. So if you don't notice a difference, give it a try. Awesome. I'm looking forward, Roxel Lynn or Ling, to hear how that helps you. Robert Love from Ohio. That is me. User 1793. You're not Robert Love from Ohio. Well, I'm Robert Love in Ohio. I'm actually from Ohio as well. I was born here. CJ. Hi. Is there a lab from which to obtain NMN? I'm sure there are. You can also find NMN online. Look for third-party tested and GMP certified. NMN is still readily available. Valerie, I ordered your lion's mane about a month ago, and it works. Awesome. Awesome, Valerie. Thank you. What benefit are you getting? Are you getting better sleep? Are you noticing better mood, less anxiety? I notice less anxiety. I get anxiety during the day. A lot of ADHD people. Any ADHD people get anxiety? It's just something I think we have because we're so active. It's like, oh my gosh, I haven't done 10 things today. I'm just feel anxiety in my chest. I'd love to know what impact it's had. Shoal Waters, Roar Lion's Mane is amazing. Thank you. I don't know why all these Lion's Mane things are coming in right now. If you want to get some Lion's Mane, it's at roarlionsmane.com. We have a great special going on right now. Buy one, get 3 free. Get it while supplies last. You heard it from 3 different people already. I wasn't even asking. Thank you so much for sharing your opinions. At some point, I'm going to ask for testimonials so I can put those on the website so that way people can hear from you. That'd be great. Colleen, can lion's mane be taken with antipsychotics? Great question. Please talk to your pharmacist and your medical doctor. I want to make sure that you are safe. It may be safe for you, but please check. Ima J.U., what supplement will shrink a pituitary adenoma? I do not know. Let's check to see if the internet and specifically AI has any answers. What supplements? Remove the microphone here. What supplements help with pituitary adenoma? So I'm going to go to Chat GPT simply because that's going to provide me faster answers. These answers aren't perfect, and they do have flaws in them, by the way. And by the way, I want a confession to make. Past episodes, I've quoted Chat GPT. I did not verify some of the information that I shared on the live, and some of it was likely incorrect or partially correct, or some of it might simply have been wrong. Some of the studies cited may have been incorrect, and so I apologize for that. I'm going to make a video on my regular TikTok to say that, but I want to let you know, as a member of the Lion's Den, I'm sorry that I didn't verify some of the research that I shared from ChatGPT. I think it's a great resource. I think it's very helpful, and sometimes it lies or it makes up information that's not fully accurate. Hopefully soon that's addressed, and ChatGPT is a really effective way of finding resources. Right now, it's a great way of finding information, but not necessarily citations. So I'm still going to use it, but I'm also going to, when I find something, I want to verify it with another source. Does that make sense? Okay. So is pituitary. So pituitary adenoma, for those of you who would like to know, is a type of tumor that grows in the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is in the brain, and it regulates growth. It is a small gland located at the base of the brain that produces and regulates hormones that control various bodily functions. Pituitary adenomas are usually benign, meaning they are not cancerous and can often be treated with effectively with medication, surgery, or radiation therapy. However, in some cases, they can grow and cause problems by pressing on nearby structures in the brain, leading to symptoms such as headache, visions, hormonal imbalances, and others. There are different types of pituitary adenomas and so forth. Are there any supplements? I'm guessing anti-inflammatories may be helpful, and this is not my area of expertise. I specialize in Alzheimer's disease and preventing Alzheimer's disease. Pituitary adenomas are not my specialty. I want to be really clear about that. And based upon what I understand about biology and the brain, that if the pituitary adenoma is kind of growing in the brain, one thing to do is to reduce inflammation. That may be helpful. And interestingly, even though if it's not cancerous, I wonder if the ketogenic diet has any effect on it. Are there any supplements to help with pituitary adenoma? So according to this, there are no supplements to help with pituitary adenoma. My guess is that simply anti-inflammatories like black seed oil, like curcumin, like Ceylon cinnamon, potentially quercetin. These may be helpful in simply reducing inflammation in the brain, and that's a good idea. Lion's mane also can reduce inflammation in the brain, but you really want to check with your medical doctor and your pharmacist, because I really want you to be safe about this. I had one more question about pituitary adenoma. Can the ketogenic diet help with pituitary adenoma? So there's no evidence on the ketogenic diet and pituitary adenoma. So I'm sorry, I don't have any information for you. SNK, have you been watching Last of Us? I have not. I don't know what you're referring to, but you're laughing. That sounds fun. How are we doing over here on Instagram? So someone's asking, how do you order? Go to roarlionsmane.com and you can order it there. Free the queef. Robert, you look very pretty tonight. Thank you. Thank you so much. I had a good sauna tonight. Thank you, Showwater. GG Pups, how do you use Boost Oxygen? I've been using Boost Oxygen more recently because I really want to speed up my recovery time. And so after a hard exercise, who feels like really tired after a hard exercise? Anyone been there? Or sauna. I've been doing a sauna pretty much every night for the last 2 weeks since I've been in Cincinnati. And what I've noticed is that I'm often fatigued afterwards. I don't want to be fatigued. I would like to feel really good afterwards, because the fatigue after exercise or sauna or some other health practice I don't want to say it steals life, but it kind of takes away time. Because if when I'm fatigued, I don't want to say you, if I am fatigued, there's not a whole lot I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of sit there and wait to recover. Now, there might be some value in that of making my body recover. And I would like to recover faster. So here are 2 things I'm doing to recover faster after both exercise and sauna. Number 1 is cold. I will get a cold rag. So I'll take an ice pack and wrap that in a wet washcloth. And then when I'm done exercising, I'll hold that in my hands or I'll put it on my head. These are the 2 fastest ways to cool down your body, by the way. I learned this from Andrew Huberman about regulating body temperature. The palms of your hands and your face connect directly to your core temperature. And so if you want to change your body temperature, either hot or cold, manipulate your hands and your forehead, your face. Those have the biggest impact. It's not your neck, it's not your chest, it's hands and face. And so if you're hot or cold, and you need to, or someone else is hot or cold and you need to change their temperature for their safety, so to prevent hypothermia or bring them down if they have heat stroke or heat exhaustion, put ice or cool rags on the hands and face. So doing that after exercise facilitates or speeds up recovery. Makes sense, because a lot of exercise recovery is physical recovery, and part of that is bringing the body to the correct temperature or homeostasis, bringing the body back down to 98.6 or whatever your resting regular temperature is. And so that's really helped me recover faster and not have fatigue after exercise, even hard exercise. Number 2 is oxygen. Breathing Boost Oxygen in the canister. It's really helped me recover faster, especially from exercise. Why? Because my muscles are soaking up the oxygen to repair and fuel the muscles during exercise. Also take it during exercise. So in between sets, I'll breathe in the oxygen and try to fuel my muscles. And this is really helpful because my muscles are less fatigued. I can lift for longer and for harder and feel less pain and less fatigue. And it also reduces brain fog. Who's ever felt brain fog after an exercise? Give me a roar or drop or hit the like. Let me know what you think. So brain fog after exercise, the muscles are trying to take as much oxygen as they can to repair and grow. And that deprives the brain of oxygen. And so I found that doing Boost Oxygen after exercise greatly speeds up my recovery, and I feel so much better. And that's so worth it to me, because I don't want to I used to be tired for 1 to 2 hours after exercise. Anyone else been tired 1 to 2 hours after exercise? That's so expensive. By expensive, I mean that takes a lot of our life. I say eating sugar is expensive. It's not expensive on the pocketbook, though it is with disease. So if you eat sugar every day after lunch, in 20 years, you might have diabetes. That's expensive. But I mean, just time and energy expensive. I don't feel good after sugar. I don't feel good after alcohol. Alcohol is really expensive for me, because if I have a drink, I won't feel good for the rest of the night. So that might reduce my quality of life or my ability to do work, to think, to interact with other humans. It'll reduce it for 2 or 3 hours. That's expensive. I don't want to put a brake on my life, as in like, a handbrake or something to slow me down for 2 or 3 hours. And then I don't want to hurt my next day. If I have 1 or 2 drinks at night, my next day will be less productive. That's expensive. And so I don't want that. And poor sleep is expensive, right? A bad night of sleep is really expensive, because the next day is not as good. Quality of work suffers. My decisions might suffer. I might have an accident. Who drops things? Who like makes mistakes when you're tired the next day? So if I don't sleep well one night, the next day I say to people around me, I say, look, I didn't sleep well. I'm just trying not to hurt myself today. I'm trying not to drop stuff. I'm trying not to be a jerk in business meetings. I'm trying to do my very best if I have a client call. I'm really trying to not break something those days. That's how much I value my sleep and what I've noticed when I don't get good sleep. And so, GG Pups, this is a long answer to your question, but I use Boost Oxygen sometimes in the morning when I wake up. I will use it during and after exercise, and I will use it after sauna and sometimes before sleep. Just 1 or 2 breaths. It's tremendous. Jeff Miller, I shared Morning Man with my 13-year-old today. How did they like it? Who's tried Morning Man? Morning Man is like Athletic Greens, but it tastes amazing. According to a recent taste test that Morning Man put on, 9 out of 10 people preferred Morning Man. It was a blind taste test. I'm going to put up the film at some point. It was amazing. Morning Man just tastes so much better than Athletic Greens for most people. This is fluoride-free water with some Celtic sea salt. OT 100. Did you find out how to order the lion's mane? Awesome, Jasmine. You got some Boost Oxygen. How do you like it? Would I recommend hummus? My favorite hummus is hummus I make at home. It is cauliflower hummus. It's so good. It's so very, very good. Let me pull up the recipe for you. Write this down. I'm not kidding. You're going to be so happy you write down this cauliflower hummus. When I make it for people, it's gone so fast. It like disappears. Cauliflower. It's also ketogenic friendly. And you're eating cauliflower, which is almost as healthy as broccoli. Imagine eating broccoli. Imagine eating hummus and you're eating broccoli. I also tried to make cauliflower pudding. It was not great. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. Okay, here is the cauliflower keto hummus. 4 cups cauliflower, 1/2 a cup virgin olive oil. Basically, what you do is you cook the cauliflower, roast it in as much olive oil as you want, and season it with salt and pepper. And then once it's really soft, take it out of there. This is approximately a pound. Put this in a blender. Then add 1/2 cup extra virgin olive oil, 5 tablespoons water, 1/2 cup tahini, 1 teaspoon garlic powder. I'm sorry, I forgot how long the recipe is. The juice of a lemon, 1 teaspoon salt, and then 1/2 teaspoon of the following spices. So just write down 1/2 teaspoon and then the rest of the spices. I'm going to name them off for you. Cumin, coriander, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, curcumin is optional, and then black pepper. I like to add curcumin because it's really good for the brain. You don't need to add that. Okay, once again, 1/2 teaspoon of all of the following: cumin, coriander, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, curcumin. I would add more curcumin, but add whatever you want. Okay. So I'm going to give you that recipe one more time. 1 pound cauliflower or 4 cups cauliflower. Roast that in the oven with olive oil, salt, and pepper. Take that when it's cooked. Put that in a blender, ideally like a Vitamix, a really powerful blender. Add 1/2 cup olive oil, 1/2 cup tahini, 5 tablespoons water. You may need to add more water if it gets too thick. Juice of a lemon, and then 1/2 teaspoon of the following, or one teaspoon salt, and then 1/2 teaspoon curcumin, 1/2 teaspoon cumin. So 1/2 teaspoon of the following: cumin, coriander, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, curcumin, and black pepper if you want. It is awesome. Clean teeth. Is there a link between Alzheimer's and Benadryl? There's a link between Alzheimer's and drugs that block acetylcholine. So acetylcholine is what I call macromolecule memory. It's the hippocampus, involved in memory. It's also involved in attention. Really, really important. There's a lot of the Alzheimer's drugs. Hey, thank you for the glasses, the MCell. A lot of the Alzheimer's drugs, prescription drugs, increase acetylcholine activity. A lot of the supplements that have shown to help prevent Alzheimer's disease increase acetylcholine activity. For example, aniracetam increases acetylcholine. Huperzine A increases acetylcholine. Alpha GPC increases acetylcholine. So acetylcholine is very important in learning and memory, and also is dysfunctional. The acetylcholine system, or the cholinergic system, is thought to be dysfunctional in Alzheimer's disease. At least it could be. And so that's the link with Benadryl. Benadryl blocks acetylcholine. If you are taking prescription drugs or over-the-counter drugs, it's a really good idea to ask your pharmacist, does this drug, one, impair memory? Two, does it block or reduce acetylcholine activity? Again, write these down. Anytime you're getting a new over-the-counter drug or a new prescription drug, please ask your pharmacist, does this impair memory, or can this, or is this likely to impair memory? Number two, does this reduce acetylcholine activity? If it does, you may want to ask your medical doctor or pharmacist for a different prescription. You'll need to get it from your medical doctor. I have a client who's been working very hard to improve his memory, and he's taking a drug that reduces adrenaline. And adrenaline is really important for learning and memory. And so it's reducing his ability to make new memories, and it's a problem. And so we're working with his doctor to find a new medication for him. Roshi Bui. Yes, lack of B vitamins is also associated with increased risk of Alzheimer's disease for a couple of reasons. B vitamins are involved in making important neurotransmitters involved in learning and memory and a healthy brain. B12 and B6 are two of them. Number two, lack of B vitamins is associated with an elevated level of homocysteine, and an increased level of homocysteine is bad for your cardiovascular system, increases the risk of strokes, and increases the risk of Alzheimer's disease. One moment, please. I'm going to turn down the heat in my room. Here's my Boost Oxygen. Not a sponsor of the show. It was very cold in Cincinnati yesterday. That heater was on most of the day. It was really sunny today. Any Ohioans notice how sunny it was today? Okay, I have 99 new messages. If you wrote me a question, I'm sorry if I just skipped you. I'm concerned that if I answer all the old questions, that I'm not going to get to any of the new questions. Put lion's mane in the cauliflower hummus. It might not taste good. I would just take the lion's mane as a pill, but if you have lion's mane as a powder, sure, add it to the cauliflower hummus. Yes, I know the MCell. It's amazing how many people are taking medications that actually impair their memory or might impair aspects of their health. Why do dementia patients crave sugar? Great question. Cindy loves arts pets. Why do dementia patients crave sugar? Well, human beings crave sugar. I was just listening to a podcast about this. So if you remove the sweetness receptors in the tongues of rats, you can do this genetically. So you have rats who can taste sugar, rats who can't. And then you give rats who can't taste sugar, so no sugar receptors, you give them access to two waters. One has sugar, one does not. At first, they'll drink from both of them. But within 48 hours, they will drink almost exclusively from the sugar water. But they can't taste the sweetness. Why is this? Because sugar is rewarding via the gut-brain connection. Sugar is rewarding. And so mice who can't taste sugar will drink sugar. So human beings and mice, we simply like sugar. We like sweetness. Mice who can taste sweetness will prefer sugar water to regular water approximately 10-1. That's a big darn deal. So we simply prefer sugar as human beings. Generally speaking, we're wired to do that via the gut-brain axis. At least that's one avenue that we like sugar. Now, why dementia specifically? Well, a lot of dementia is associated with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. And what does that mean? That means the brain is not getting enough energy. Who's ever had a brain that doesn't have enough energy? Brain fog? I mean, I have that after exercise. Usually it's from lack of oxygen, but it might be lack of energy. My muscles might be taking up the energy to repair. and my brain might not have enough energy, and so I feel slow in the head. So a lot of people have brain fog because of lack of energy, and a lot of people have symptoms of dementia, or a lot of people have Alzheimer's disease in part because of a lack of energy in the brain from type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance. And so if someone has dementia and their brain isn't getting enough energy, they are likely to crave sugar in an attempt to get enough energy. Now, this is really interesting. I learned this from a YouTube podcast. I wish I could remember exactly where it was. This person said, this was a scientist, they said, as we age, our brain becomes less able to use glucose as energy. Let me say that again. As we age, our brain becomes less able to use glucose as energy. And so that's why a lot of people with Alzheimer's disease or brain fog do well, or early stage Alzheimer's do well on the ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet is the keto diet puts us in a metabolic state of ketosis. What does that mean? That means our body is now using fat for energy. And if we're in the state of ketosis, that increases the availability of energy for the brain. And so Dr. Dale Bredesen, who wrote the book, The End of Alzheimer's and the End of Alzheimer's Program, he's a neurologist, and he will go down in history, in my opinion, as the person who cracked the code of Alzheimer's, who solved Alzheimer's. He figured out putting people on a mild ketogenic diet really helped improve memory in people with early stage Alzheimer's, in part by getting more energy to the brain in the form of ketones. So I hope that answers your question. Showwaters, this is such a lovely comment. Thank you. He's amazing. I continue to learn from him every session. I'm guessing you're talking about me. Thank you so much. Grass Jar 300. Alpha GPC makes my nose block. Really? That's interesting. What brand are you taking? And then you might be allergic to something either in the supplement or something in the capsule. Let me look at that. Can alpha GPC cause a stuffy nose? I know that's not what you said, but I'm guessing that's what you mean. Cause a stuffy nose. I'll say block nose. Block. I'm assuming you're not snorting it. I'm guessing you're just taking it orally. The recipe sounds so yummy. Can I post the recipe? I can. I'd have to post it as a picture. I'll see what I can do. Yes, I'll post it as a screenshot. John Edmonds, sounds like tasty dip, but that's not hummus. It's a cauliflower hummus. It's really, 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 really good. Why does the American Heart Association not recommend the ketogenic diet? Great question, Monique. That would be a question for them. The American Diabetes Association would also do well to recommend a low-carb diet. Let's go onto their website. I don't want to talk about them. Let's read what they say. American Diabetes Association. Let's go on their website. This is diabetes.org. Good website. Good website name. Goodness, that was a heads up getting that one. It's already asking to know my location. Okay. Feeling lucky? Try these recipes. Let's look at the recipes. I'm on diabetes.org, and now this is diabetesfoodhub.org. 5 diabetes-friendly recipes for St. Patty's Day. Let's see what they say. Whole wheat Irish soda bread. Wow. The first the first food is Irish soda bread. Let's read the ingredients here. Carbohydrates, 15 grams. Ingredients: whole wheat flour, all-purpose flour, golden raisins, baking soda, salt, low-fat buttermilk. I don't think there's anything healthy for the brain or healthy for the metabolism in there. Whole wheat flour is not good for the metabolism. It's got gluten, and it's basically carbs. Eating carbs increases blood triglycerides, and eating carbs is associated with diabetes. So that's recipe number 1. Recipe number 2 is bangers and mash. This is what the Diabetes Association in America is recommending. Now, I'm sure you can bring on a nutritionist who will say why this is a great recipe for people with diabetes. I don't think so, though. my understanding of type 2 diabetes, I'm talking type 2 diabetes. Type 1, I don't know the best thing to eat. I think low carb is best for type 1 diabetes because then their glucose is much more stable. By the way, type 1 diabetes. So diabetes, generally speaking, is elevated blood sugar. Type 1 diabetes is elevated blood sugar because they don't make insulin. Type 2 diabetes is elevated blood sugar because these people are insulin resistant. They've been eating too much sugar for too long, and their body no longer is sensitive to the insulin response, which is a hormonal response, which tells the body, the cells, to uptake sugar from the blood. If you have high blood sugar and high insulin for too long, eventually people develop insulin resistance. This is over years, usually. And that is the beginning of type 2 diabetes. So I want you just to understand that. Okay, so here is the bangers and mash recipe. This has 10 grams of fat, 25 grams of carbohydrates. Oh my gosh. Sweet potatoes, love sweet potatoes. Whole wheat bread, no bueno. Egg substitute. Why would you do that? Why don't you just use an egg? Lean ground turkey. Yeah. So it's made out of sweet potatoes. I have less problem with that, but the whole wheat bread is not a good idea. Goodness gracious. Other things, classic beef stew. I don't know why that'd be good for diabetes. It looks like it has potatoes in it. Total carbohydrates, 24 grams. I think it's got potatoes in it. All-purpose flour or whole wheat flour. Italian seasoning, olive oil, top round, which is beef. Crimini mushrooms, those are great. Low sodium chicken broth. The chicken broth out of a can is not good. It generally has a bunch of sodium and often preservatives. Large onion, garlic, russet potatoes. Russet potatoes are not good for, I would say, humans, unless you're starving. They're very filling and they're filled with calories. And russet potatoes spike blood sugar very similar to the same amount of calories as white table sugar. Let me verify that. I heard this multiple times, but I want to cite a resource. Russet potatoes spike blood sugar as much as table sugar. What is the glycemic index of? There it is. What is the glycemic index, which is a measure of how much it spikes blood sugar insulin? What is the glycemic index of russet potatoes? That's the question. Generally, the glycemic index of russet potatoes ranges from 56 to 111, depending upon how it is cooked. The glycemic index of a food is a measure of how quickly it raises blood sugar levels compared to a standard reference, usually glucose or white bread, on a scale of 1 to 100. Foods with a GI of 70 or higher are considered high glycemic index. Foods that spike blood sugar. This is from the. So here's how we got here. If you're just joining us, please enter your first name and where you're from the chat. I just want you to understand the current information that's out there. And this is the American Diabetes Association. I clicked on first thing on their website says healthy, diabetes friendly or diabetes healthy recipes. I clicked on that. There was a soda bread, bangers and mash, and then there's this beef stew. It has russet potatoes. Russet potatoes have a high glycemic index. Diabetics do not want to eat things with a high glycemic index. Why? Because it spikes their blood sugar. Then they got to manage their blood sugar, right? If you're type 1, you got to inject insulin. And you got to not inject too much because you don't want your blood sugar to crash. You got to manage it. It's difficult. Talk to someone who's type 1 diabetic. It's hard. And it's a pain in the ass. And then type 2 diabetics, you don't want to spike insulin. You want to have a really even blood sugar. You don't want to eat, candy and ice cream and bread and potatoes and things that spike your blood sugar. That's counterproductive, right? That's damaging. You want to eat really low glycemic index things like healthy proteins. Could be from plants, could be from animals. By the way, the whole foods plant-based diet, which is basically a really healthy vegan diet where you're eating mostly plants, you're basically eating all plants and fungi like mushrooms. That can really help help with diabetes. A healthy ketogenic diet, you eating whole foods, and I don't mean eating a bunch of mayonnaise or processed foods. I mean eating a lot of whole foods, either from plants or animals. That has shown to help reverse insulin sensitivity. Those are two diets that are very helpful for helping people with type 2 diabetes regain insulin sensitivity. That's a really darn big deal. If you're type 2 diabetic, I hope you're listening. By the way, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not giving you medical advice. I'm sharing with you the current science, my understanding of the science. Please talk to your medical doctor or pharmacist or medical team before changing your diet. I want you to be safe. My understanding is a whole foods, plant-based diet or a healthy ketogenic diet can reverse insulin sensitivity. And what I'm finding on the American Diabetes Association website says, feeling lucky, St. Patty's Day is coming up. Feeling lucky? Try these recipes. Try your luck with these fun, I'm quoting this website, American Diabetes Association. Try your luck with these fun, diabetes-friendly St. Patrick's Day inspired recipes. Diabetes-friendly, they have russet potatoes on there. They got high glycemic foods on there. And I'm not an expert in diabetes. This is not my specialty. This is their specialty. That's all they do. And they're telling people to eat russet potatoes. I'm getting all hot and flustered here. It's insane. So I don't know how we got here, but that's what we got. Questions, comments, thoughts. Goodness gracious. No wonder 40% of Americans are obese. 70% are overweight. How many Americans have diabetes? Let's find that out. How many Americans have diabetes? Type 2 diabetes. Then let's get the glycemic index of table sugar. What is the glycemic index of table sugar, which is sucrose? That's glucose plus fructose of table sugar. %10 of the population has diabetes. 90 to 95 have type 2 diabetes. 10.5% of the population has diabetes. I think it's higher. Certainly have pre-diabetes. Like a third have pre-diabetes. Okay, so let's say 10% have type 2 diabetes. Approximately a third have type 3 have pre-diabetes. Table sugar has a glycemic index of 65 to 100. Russet potatoes have a glycemic index of 55 to 111. That, I think, means that russet potatoes have a worse or a higher glycemic index than table sugar, which means russet potatoes spike your blood sugar higher than white sugar. Let me verify that from a different source. What is the glycemic index of russet potatoes? If they're cooked, ranging, if they're cold, boiled red potatoes consume cold. Who does that? Moderately roasted white potatoes to baked russet white potatoes, 77. Instant mashed potatoes. So if you're eating mashed potatoes, it's 88. What is the glycemic index of table sugar? Russet potatoes have more fiber than 65. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You're going to love this. Table sugar has a glycemic index of 65. This is on Veterans Affairs, www.va.gov, va.gov. Glucose has a glycemic index, Glucose has a glycemic index of 100. I'm sorry. Glucose is 100, but a blend of glucose and fructose has a glycemic index of 65. So table sugar, that is a glycemic index of 65. Russet potatoes, and this is this National Institute of Health, this is a PubMed article. Russet potatoes are, no one's eating cold red potatoes. We're not going to count that. So if you're roasting your white potatoes, it's 72. If you're baking your white potatoes, it's 77. If they're instant mashed potatoes, it's 88. So russet potatoes have a higher glycemic index than table sugar. And the American Diabetes Association on their front page is recommending recipes that have white potatoes, which is a high glycemic food. Somebody help me. It's one of my missions in life. One is to help people prevent Alzheimer's disease. Number two is to help end juvenile diabetes. It's a tragedy to me that kids are fed the wrong food. It's destroying their brains and metabolisms before they even have a chance. A child doesn't have a chance. A child eats what's put in front of them. And then help adults with diabetes. It's so not necessary. It's so sad. And if we don't fix this, you, me, all of us, if all of us don't fix the diabetes situation, the medical system, unless something changes, is going to come crashing down. Because right now, approximately a third of Americans are diabetic or pre-diabetic. What happens when that's half? Half of Americans are sick metabolically speaking. What's going to happen? That means half of us are going to be taking care of the other half. That's a problem. That doesn't work economically. That doesn't work on a productivity basis. We might have AI and robots taking care of people who have type 2 diabetes, but those people are going to need help. And I want to be compassionate for them. A lot of them don't know what they're doing. Some of them are following the American Diabetes Association website that's telling them to eat white potatoes. It says diabetic friendly foods. Goodness gracious. And so I hope you will join me in doing our very best to help ourselves not get diabetes. If we do, to address it in a healthy manner to where you can increase our insulin sensitivity or manage our diabetes, and then help educate others or share information with others so they can eat a healthier diet and reduce their risk of diabetes. And if they are insulin resistant, to help bring them back to a healthy metabolism. I don't have type 2 diabetes. And my understanding is it really, not only does it increase the risk of many different diseases, it's also, it hurts your quality of life. It reduces your energy. It reduces the foods you can eat. It reduces your ability to do things. It's really unfortunate. And so I don't want that on anybody. And I really want to move that number backwards. And so I hope you'll take what you learned tonight and share that with others and take meaningful action. Goodness gracious. Hi, One Soldier Mom. All right. So I've been on a diet tribe for like 20 minutes on this diabetes website. Oh my gosh. This is if you do your own research, American Diabetes Association is where I see this. This is on March 15th, 16th, 2023. Oh my goodness gracious. So someone asked about sweet potatoes. Great question. Sorry, I got a little thing here. There we are. Great question. So what is the glycemic index of sweet potatoes? It is less. Sweet potatoes are great. Sweet potatoes are 63. Sweet potatoes are also richer in vitamins and have more fiber. So they taste sweeter than the russet potato, and they have a lower glycemic index. Granted, that still is high. It's 63. What was sugar? Sugar's 65. And sweet potatoes are just a lot healthier. That's why I didn't understand it as a kid. My mother would serve sweet potatoes once a month or once every 2 weeks. And she and my father would say, these are so healthy for you. And I loved them. I said, but we'd have regular potatoes, russet potatoes, 2 times a week. I said, why can't we have more sweet potatoes? I never got a good answer. They taste better and they're better for you. Why not eat those all the time? Why not just get rid of the russet potatoes? I mean, russet potatoes are good if you have a famine, right? Really cheap, easy way to give people a lot of calories. The potato famine in Ireland, by the way, I'm a quarter Irish. My grandmother was Irish. Interestingly, her husband, my grandfather, who I really respect and admire, you'll often see me wearing his ring that my mother gave me on Christmas. He was buried on St. Paddy's Day, interestingly, which was 25 years ago, was his death. That was 2 days ago. Anyway, potato famine, Ireland. Potatoes were very filling and very inexpensive. We don't need to eat potatoes now. Japanese potatoes. Yeah, Japanese potatoes. The sweet potatoes are very nutritious. I've had those shoal waters. I've had them. They're very delicious. G patients. Once you've gone into remission, you can eat higher glycemic foods in moderation. That's excellent to know. Is it true that daily cold plunges could spike your dopamine such that your baseline is lower? Yes, daily cold plunges are really, really great for reducing depression, for increasing dopamine, which increases focus. It increases brown fat. That helps increase fat burning and metabolism. So many benefits to cold plunges and saunas. If you sauna for 20 minutes a day, 4 to 7 times a week, according to research from Finland, that reduces the risk of Alzheimer's, stroke, and heart disease by approximately 50%. Sauna is almost as healthy for you as exercise. It has similar benefits. Does aniracetam help with ADHD? My experience is yes, there's not good data on that. People who I've spoken to who have ADHD and also taken aniracetam, they have reported similar benefits. And that's consistent with the neurochemistry and the research. So aniracetam increases acetylcholine activity. Acetylcholine activity helps with learning and memory and focus and attention and so forth. Aniracetam may also increase dopamine, which is helpful for focus, memory, and attention, similar to ADHD drugs. Aniracetam also can reduce anxiety. People with ADHD, we are known to have anxiety as well. So the neurochemistry of aniracetam is consistent with helping someone who has ADHD. And my experience with it is, yes, I don't think it's been really tested in the literature. Let me look. Most of the research on aniracetam is more around head injury, stroke, traumatic brain injury, and Alzheimer's disease. Aniracetam for ADHD. This is such a great title for a study. Aniracetam does not improve working memory in neurologically healthy pigeons. I don't know why. They're studying aniracetam in pigeons. One moment. All right. So if you just got here, please enter your first name and where you're from in the chat. If you have a question, please type it in there. I'll do my best to answer it. So there's not much data on aniracetam and ADHD. I think that's going to be really powerful over the next 5 years. And so I've been on Adderall basically on and off for about 18 years. So since I was 20. So 20 years. Prior to that, I was on Ritalin. So that was 18 until, how old was I in fourth grade? 9, 8. So a long time. So I have experience with this. I don't recommend stimulant medication for anyone unless it's absolutely necessary. Exercise first, sleep, diet, breathing techniques, emotional management. Those are going to be really helpful long term. I wish I'd learned those. I would have been much more successful emotionally and socially, as well as in school, had I learned those other self-regulation techniques that did not depend upon pharmacochemistry. That's not the right word. Did not depend on pharmacology. Excuse me. I was thinking pharmacy and chemistry. Did not depend on altering my brain chemicals. I would have done much better if I'd learned behaviors and breathing techniques. And hey, it's been an hour. I need to go outside, teacher. Teacher, I'm a human being. I got a lot of energy. I've been sitting here for an hour. I'm ready to go outside. I'm ready for my break. I'm an entrepreneur. I work for myself now, and I kind of work for you because a lot of you have bought products or services from me. And the way I work, every 60, 90 minutes, I'm exercising. I'm moving. It helps me think more clearly. It makes my day more enjoyable. My work product is higher. I didn't learn that in school. I had to learn that after school or after I graduated. And so I don't recommend ADHD medications to anyone. And I think as more and more people, parents, as well as people with ADHD are looking for help outside of pharmaceuticals, more people are going to get into aniracetam. Interestingly, aniracetam is a pharmaceutical. It's just a lot more gentle than ADHD drugs, and it's a lot safer. It's a lot less addictive. It's so safe and so non-addictive, it is unscheduled by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. So let me explain. Schedule 1 drugs are the most restricted. According to the federal government, these drugs have no medicinal benefit and are extremely addictive and dangerous. Schedule 1 drugs, let me read these. Anyone name some Schedule 1 drugs? Who can name a Schedule 1 drug? What are the most dangerous addictive drugs? Perky, you're still trying to figure out how to buy lion's mane? What's happening? Why is that not working for you? All right, so what's a Schedule 1 drug? Wolfsbane. I don't know what that is. I would not recommend taking Tylenol during pregnancy. Opioids. Yeah. Schedule 1 drugs are chemicals defined with no currently accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse. Some examples of Schedule 1 drugs are you ready? Methylphenidate. That's a Schedule 2 drug. Good thinking. Schedule 1 drugs, according to the federal government, the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, here's what they are: heroin, LSD, marijuana, ecstasy, methaquone, and peyote. I don't know what methaquone is. So that might be, is that meth? It's not methamphetamine. What is methaquone? Methaquone. The sedative. Oh, that increases. It's a benzodiazepine. That definitely has health benefits. It'll help with sleep. Might be dangerous. Okay, so according to the federal government, the most dangerous addictive drugs are heroin. I agree. LSD. I don't agree with that. It is not addictive, and it does have medicinal benefits. Ask a psychiatrist from the 70s. Number 3 is marijuana. That's definitely not true. It's used to help sleep. I'm not saying do any of these drugs. I'm just telling you the science. Marijuana is associated with help with sleep, reduce pain, help with chemotherapy. It has anti-cancer benefits. Ecstasy, so MDMA is on its way to being approved. Rick Doblin from MAPS, which stands for the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Science, he's been doing work for over 20 years to get MDMA, which is the Schedule 1 drug, approved for FDA use in veterans for PTSD, and it's shown great benefit. And then peyote. Peyote has been used as a psychedelic medicine. Which indigenous tribe? Who uses peyote? No, that's not the right question. Native Americans have used peyote as a religious sacrament for thousands of years. So the idea that peyote is a Schedule 1 narcotic. So I would say the DEA, the federal government, has got these numbers wrong. So those are Schedule 1 drugs. Schedule 2 drugs. Schedule 2 drugs include fentanyl, hydromorphone, meperidine, I don't know that, methadone, I don't know why that's there, methadone isn't addictive, morphine, oxycodone, dextroamphetamine, that's Adderall, methylphenidate, that's Ritalin, methamphetamine, that's very dangerous, pentobarbital, and secobarbital. So basically, Adderall and Ritalin are Schedule 2 drugs. Marijuana is a Schedule 1. LSD is a Schedule 1. So Adderall and fentanyl is way more dangerous than Adderall. My experience. I mean, I don't have experience with fentanyl. The data says fentanyl is extremely dangerous. So that's a Schedule 2 drug. Aniracetam is unscheduled. It's so safe, it is unscheduled. So Schedule 2 drugs include ADHD drugs like Adderall and Ritalin, and aniracetam is unscheduled. So I would say it's much, much safer than other prescription drugs. Is lion's mane good for college kids? I would say so. I would say lion's mane is good for healthy adults. That's what we've done the research on. Not we. That's who the research has been done on, or who has volunteered for research. Ambien. Yeah, Ambien is dangerous. It upsets the architecture of sleep. I don't recommend that. Yeah, Jackie, meth. Meth, no bueno. Jackie, unfortunately, our public school system is not adequate enough to provide education in teaching. I went through this with my own children. Yeah, it's really unfortunate. Yes, my lion's mane is absolutely third-party tested, Sachi. Yes, yes, yes. Third-party tested is very important in any supplement you get. Why? Because third-party tested means an independent company has evaluated it and looked at it in the laboratory to make sure that it's good for safety and quality, and that the label matches the ingredients. So here's my lion's mane. Here's the label of the ingredients, right? The third part, the lab tests to make sure that this matches what's inside the supplement. It's very, very important. Oatlow 100. Dr. Love ordered lion's mane. Excellent. Already taking something similar. Is that a problem? Probably not. Check with your pharmacist or medical doctor if you're taking prescription drugs. I want to make sure you're safe. Um, it's unlikely to take too much lion's mane. You would need to take a lot. The toxicity of lion's mane's crazy. Like, you need to eat pounds of lion's mane, which I don't think you'll do. Don't do that. Take as directed on the bottle. I like to take mine. I'm guessing you got mine because you're just talking about it. Take mine. 2 pills is a full dose. I take 2 pills 2 hours before bed, which reminds me, I want to be in bed by 2. And so I'm actually an hour and a half away right now. So I recommend taking it an hour, 1 to 2 hours before bed. And that's really, really awesome. Fluoride-free water. Smithy asked the question of the evening. How do you know if it's third-party tested? Great question. You can ask the company or they will say it. So if you look at mine, it says, see that little chemistry beaker? It says third-party tested. You see that? It says third-party tested right here. That's the one that says third-party tested. If you go to roarlionsmane.com, you will also see that. It says third-party tested. A good supplement company will be both third-party tested and GMP certified. GMP certified means that it stands for good manufacturing practices. That's a standard of quality in the supplement industry. Perky, what do I recommend over Ambien? Lots of things. Exercise, early morning sunshine, lots of hugs, meditation, breathing exercises, stop eating 3 hours before bed, stop coffee at noon or 2 p.m., have a regular sleep and wake schedule. Take lion's mane 1 to 2 hours before bed. If you have trouble falling asleep, you can do L-theanine before bed. And then melatonin is also safer. So I would try many things before Ambien. I would do those one at a time, because if you take all of them at once, you kind of don't know what's working. But take one for a week, and then if you think it's helpful, add another one. If one gives you bad symptoms. So I learned this from Andrew Huberman. I've been listening to a lot of his podcasts recently. If you're prone to disturbing dreams, like nightmares or really vivid dreams that you don't like, something that you may not want to take L-theanine, that could increase those nightmares. But other people, it can help them fall asleep. Thank you, Diane. I love Roar Lion's Mane. Well, thank you so much for writing that. Yeah, these are other great things. Sarah Sanders says chamomile, lemon balm, 5-HTP, valerian, magnesium. All of those, I totally agree. Thank you, Sarah. All of those are great options to Ambien. I don't recommend Ambien. It impairs the quality of your sleep. Lady Check, you need my lion's mane? Well, good news. I think we still have some available. You can get some at roarlionsmane.com. And right now, it's buy one, get 3 free while supplies last. L-theanine's great. Yeah, I agree. Humility, forgotten virtue. Can you elaborate on reishi? Yeah, reishi is a mushroom that is a medicinal mushroom similar to lion's mane that has many benefits. It's anti-inflammatory, so it protects the brain from inflammation. It improves the immune system. Reishi has a lot of immune benefits. There's some research to show that reishi has anti-cancer properties. I believe reishi is good for the gut bacteria. Reishi also helps improve memory. And let me pull up an article about reishi. Reishi mushroom benefits. By the way, is this a fun format? This is an Ask Me Anything night where I didn't have anything in particular. I just wanted to answer your questions. Has this been a good night? Give me a yes, give me a no, give me a roar, give me a thumbs up. Hi, Bateman. I so appreciate your patience. I want to figure out what's happening on your end with the Roar Lion's Mane. I really want to get that taken care of, because if you're having a problem, that means others are having a problem, and that's no bueno. I want to fix the problems. So we're doing an Ask Me Anything tonight, where I'm answering whatever questions I can that I'm semi-competent to answer or I know something about. So is this a good format? I might do more of this. This is kind of fun. All right. So one, boost the immune system is a benefit of reishi. Two, anti-cancer properties. Three, could fight fatigue and depression. Lion's mane also helps fight depression. Three, excuse me, four, heart health. Five, helps control blood sugar. Six, increases antioxidants. Um, and then and so that's one article. That's Healthline. By the way, I love Healthline. Anybody else use Healthline? So good. And this is from the Sloan Kettering Institute. What are the potential benefits? Boost the immune system, increase strength and stamina. It says it may lower cholesterol. It may help with UTIs, urinary tract infections. Very, very cool. Okay. So that's my elaboration on reishi. Healing, what is the cognitive test? What are you referring to? Do you mean my FDA certified memory test that I offer? The MCell, Robert, is it time for you to put on your glasses to block out the light? Good question. It's 12:30. I want to be in bed by 2. I will put them on at 1. Thank you. The MCell, can you remind me at 1? That would be super duper helpful. 1 Eastern time. Why I had severe abdominal pain while I have eat mushroom. I don't know. How much did you eat? What kind did you eat? Was it cooked? And are you allergic? I would ask those questions. And also, what else did you eat? So the reaction may have been to something else, or you might have been sick. I don't know. Or you may simply disagree with your body might disagree with mushrooms. I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you. Michelle, is any kind of rice good for you? Yes, I love black rice. Who loves black rice? Black rice or forbidden rice. This is really cool. This is one of the foods that has a story behind it. This is really fun. I love talking about this in Chinese restaurants, especially when there's like a white waiter. And I'll be like, do you have black rice? They'll say no. I'll say, do you know the story of black rice? No. I'm like, well, you got to know this. You're in a Chinese restaurant. You need to know the story of black rice or forbidden rice. So back in the day, I don't know what dynasty was the Qin. If it was the Han, if it was the Song. I don't know what dynasty it was, but at some point there was something called forbidden rice. Only the noble classes, only people in the noble class were able to eat. So think the top 1%. It might have been smaller than that. The majority of China, for the majority of its history, were farmers, and then a lot of those farmers were forced into the military. Very, very small percentage were noble people. Noble people is in part of the noble class, the high class. Only the high class was allowed to eat black rice, and some reports say only the emperor and the emperor's women concubines were allowed to eat it. I don't know if that was true. Now, why? Why would this? By the way, it's super duper healthy. Black rice, forbidden rice, is loaded with polyphenols. Polyphenols are the plant nutrients. These are the bright colors in plants. This is the dark in coffee. This is the green in matcha. This is the red in strawberries, the blue in blueberries, the dark in blackberries, the red in raspberries. Our eyes as humans, we notice color. Why? Because it's rich in nutrients. For our gut bacteria, what's good for your gut bacteria is good for your brain. It's good for your body. Phytonutrients, plant nutrients, really, really good for your overall health. Compare that to white rice. White rice is not nearly as appealing. White foods are not nearly as appealing as the bright, colorful foods rich in polyphenols, the plant nutrients. And so, why would an emperor only want the noble class to eat black rice and not allow the poor farmers to eat black rice? Why can't the poor farmers cultivate black rice? Why can they only cultivate white rice, which is basically deficient in nutrition? Why would that be? Well, I can only theorize. My guess, by the way, I'll give you 10 seconds to guess. Why would the ruling elite want only the ruling elite to eat black rice, the super healthy superfood, and not the poor farmers who are 99% of the population? I'll give you 10 seconds to answer. 10, 9, 8. Put your answers in here. YouTube play along too. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I love the hearts and the likes. Thank you so much. Let's see what y'all put. Instagram, I hope you're playing along as well. All right, so let me look at your comments here. Why Would they not do it? Aphrodisiac, interesting. Diabetes, health and longevity. So they don't want the poor people to be healthy. Great point. But why? Population control. That's interesting. I didn't think of that. So they can live longer. So the noble class can live longer, but why not the poor people? Why not the working class? Make them weak. Yes, flying monkey mom. Why would you want the poor people to be weak? Don't you want the poor people to be strong so they can do better farming? To keep them pure. Interesting. Keep them pure or poor? So my theory, they didn't want them to be smarter. That's interesting, Marta. That could be it. Power. Yeah, Jackie. So it's part of its power. Right. You got it. Flying monkey woman. They could take over. Exactly. I think that's it. So what happens if you have a poor, if 99% of your population is poor and almost starving and barely subsisting? They're going to spend the majority of their energy trying to not die. They're trying to feed themselves and feed their families every growing season. That's what the poor farmers were trying to do. If they're super healthy, they might be strong and healthy enough to say, do you know what? I think it's kind of messed up that we work all year long and we're really poor. And there's a few rich people that have a ton of stuff. Maybe we should revolt. Maybe this system doesn't serve us. Right. So if people are super poor and barely able to survive and not healthy, they're not going to revolt. But if people are healthy, then they have the ability to revolt. I think you're absolutely right, Flying Monkey. That's what I thought. I don't have proof of this. I don't have firsthand, I think they're called primary documents, from the Emperor of China saying we don't want people to eat black rice because they will revolt if they're healthy. But I think that's a main reason why, right? Because if they eat black rice, then they're going to be really healthy. And then they can start thinking about things other than survival. That's my guess. Yeah, that makes sense. So I don't know if that's true, but I think that crossed their mind when they said, I don't think we want the poor people eating black rice or forbidden rice. So I love black rice. I love forbidden rice. It's delicious. Anyone eat that? Anyone eat black rice? It's so good. It's got this rich, nutty flavor to it. And when you cook it in water, the water turns purple. It's super cool. So black rice is awesome. I highly recommend. It is more expensive than white rice. It's like three times more expensive. You cook it basically the same as brown rice. So like 2 parts water, 1 part rice. Rinse the rice and then cook it in a pot. It's delicious. You can also use it for dessert. A friend of mine, he lived in Bali, and he said that they would do black rice porridge in Bali. So similar to oatmeal, they would take black rice and then they'd cook it in coconut, then add just a little bit of sweetener, and then that's your morning. Yeah, North Coast girl, very similar to purple rice. It might be the same actually. Phoenix, I wasn't fussy for it. Only tried it once. Kind of chewy. Yeah, it's definitely chewy. It is definitely chewy, and you can use it either as you can use it as a starch on a plate for dinner. You can make different dishes with it. There's interesting black rice recipes, and I like it for dessert. So I like to blend it and make it kind of like into a pudding. Awesome. Bunch you're going to try it. Super cool. Fantastic. Thoughts on ashwagandha? Yeah, so ashwagandha is what's known as an adaptogen. And adaptogens, many functional mushrooms are adaptogens. And these are things that can both lift us up, like stimulate us, as well as calm us down. Lion's mane is another adaptogen. Let me get you a list of adaptogens. List of common adaptogens. These are things that can both stimulate as well as relax. So ginseng, holy basil, ashwagandha, astragalus. Who knows about astragalus? Astragalus, great for the immune system. A ton of data on astragalus and the immune system, potentially anti-cancer. Very cool. Licorice root, rhodiola, cordyceps, schisandra berries. This is from Dr. Axe. So adaptogens, very, very cool. So ashwagandha is known basically to promote relaxation, and I think it's got anti-inflammatory effects. Excuse me, and it can also be stimulating as well. I've tried it mostly for sleep, so I've tried it at night for sleep. I didn't really notice a difference. I didn't find that it helped me. Other people noticed a big difference. And I talked with Dr. Shannon. Who remembers Dr. Shannon? I had Dr. Shannon on the show maybe 2 months ago. I'll bring her back. She was great. She was lots of fun. We had a great time chatting. Who remembers Dr. Shannon? Functional medicine doctor, talks a lot about hormones, women's hormones. She helps people with MS. She talks about doing testing on your stool to test your gut bacteria. She talked about how she noticed that women do better with ashwagandha, generally speaking, than men. So women generally get more benefit from ashwagandha than men, though I know I know men who like ashwagandha. So if you're interested in it, try it out, see if you like it. Let me pull up an article while we're talking about it. Benefits of ashwagandha. 7 health benefits of ashwagandha. This is from Forbes, of all places. Forbes.com. Interesting that this made it into Forbes. Isn't that cool? 7 health benefits. Number 1, relieves stress and anxiety. That's its primary thing. That's why people take it. 2, lowers blood sugar and fat. 3, increases muscle and strength. Really? One study found participants experienced increased speed and strength. Another study observed an increase in muscle power alongside a lower body fat percentage and reduced cholesterol levels when ashwagandha was consumed. That's interesting. Improves sexual function in women. Really? Boosts fertility and testosterone in men. That's interesting. Administering ashwagandha to infertile men has shown to improve sperm quality significantly by rebalancing reproductive hormones. Sharpens focus and memory, supports heart health. Very cool. So according to this article, Forbes is very bullish on ashwagandha. Let's find another article. Benefits of ashwagandha. Let's do Healthline. I like Healthline a lot. Healthline is my go-to health resource. 9 benefits of ashwagandha. Healthline may reduce stress and anxiety, may benefit athletic performance. So speed, strength, just like we talked about, actually increases VO2 max, which is your maximum oxygen consumption. So that's a measure. Who likes Peter Attia? Dr. Peter Attia. I've been listening to him with So what is ashwagandha? Ashwagandha is an herb, Michelle. It's an herb. It's an adaptogen. It's a plant. Let me get you a better definition. Ashwagandha is an evergreen shrub that grows in Asia and Africa. It is commonly used to reduce stress. So it's a shrub, and somehow people knew to like make teas out of it or chew on it, and they noticed a benefit. And that's how, I mean, amazing that we have plant medicines, right? Our ancestors, other humans, sensitive humans or smart humans, somehow got the message to like taste and try and smell different plants. And they noticed some of them made them feel a certain way. And like, ooh, this is nice. I'm going to take this back to the tribe. And ashwagandha is one of them. I'm guessing that's what happened. However many tens of thousands of years ago, someone like chewed or ate or smelled or ingested ashwagandha, and they're like, ooh, I like this. Maybe the tribe will like this cool plant. Wouldn't it be cool to be walking around and you're like sniffing and smelling stuff, and like you take a bite out of something and like you feel really good, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to chop off a branch and bring this back and let my family and other tribe members eat it, and then they all love it. And they're like, where did you get this? This is cool. All right, 9 health benefits of ashwagandha. Number 3. Oh, so Peter Attia talks about VO2 max a lot. VO2 max, this is I'm reading from Healthline here, so you get a good definition. VO2 max is the maximum amount of oxygen a person can use during intense activity. It is a measurement of heart and lung fitness. I'm going to read that again. VO2 max, you'll hear this in certain podcasts, is the maximum amount of oxygen a person can use during intense activity. It is a measure of heart and lung fitness. A low VO2 max is associated with increased mortality. A higher VO2 max is associated with a lower risk of heart disease. Ashwagandha may increase VO2 max. In one study, male participants who took 600 milligrams of ashwagandha per day and participated in resistance training for 8 weeks had significantly greater gains in muscle strength and muscle size compared to the placebo group. An analysis of 5 studies found that taking ashwagandha significantly enhanced VO2 max in healthy adults and athletes. Let's look at this study. What I love about Healthline is it links to the study and then you can read it. Let's see what this is. Is this interesting? Y'all interested in the benefits of ashwagandha? So I don't know how much of a difference this is. The result was significant, p equals 0.04. So it was from a meta-analysis. 4 meta-analyses. I would expect a higher p-value than that. So the difference might be small. The mean difference was 3. I don't know what a difference of 3 VO2 max is. How is VO2 max measured? Measured. Measured in milliliters of oxygen consumed per minute kilogram body weight. So I don't know what an increase of 3 means. Sorry, I'm not able to understand that data very well. So another benefit, ashwagandha may reduce symptoms of mental health conditions, depression, anxiety. Ashwagandha may help boost testosterone in men. It may reduce blood sugar. It may reduce inflammation. I thought so. It may improve brain function, including memory. Number 8, it may improve sleep, right? Reducing stress. And number 9, relatively safe and widely available. So that's ashwagandha for you. Let's give a big round of applause for the adaptogen ashwagandha. Okay, so I've gotten some questions about ADHD. Someone asked a really great question. What are 3 ways to take, or three natural ways to regulate ADHD? Number 1 is exercise. Exercise beats medication every single time. I so recommend it. Good night, one soldier mom. Have a wonderful sleep. So exercise, I recommend, 1 to 2 hours during the day. And then if you can get outside for 5 minutes every hour, especially if the person with ADHD is a kid, really big difference. As an adult, I do that. And I think that's really important in health. It's not only healthy, it's not only good to move every hour. We as human beings, we're not designed to sit and stare and type at a computer. This is very unnatural. It's not good for our eyes. It's not good for our bodies. Sitting is not good for us, generally speaking. Standing is much better. So getting outside every 5 minutes every hour, really good idea. Next, sleep. Get really high quality sleep. It makes such a big difference. I've struggled with sleep for years as an adult. I think in school I did okay because I had a highly regimented schedule, and then I slept pretty consistently there. Plus, I had regular meal times, regular practice. I played sports in college, so that helped. And then so regular sleep and then a really good diet. Those are 3 things that are very, very important. By really good diet, I mean lots of vegetables, some fruits, healthy sources of protein, whether plants or animals, and whatever whatever fits your budget, whatever fits your morals. Some people say eating plants is the only way to go. Others say eating meat is okay. That's up to you. And I'd recommend eggs. Especially if you eat eggs. Eggs are rich in choline, which is a precursor to acetylcholine. Acetylcholine helps is involved in learning and memory. So that's very, very important. So that's a good thing to add to the diet. So those are 3 things to help regulate ADHD without drugs. It is 12:45. K. Marin. Hello, viewers. Are my questions visible? 5 nights in a row, sleepless, LOL, but love him and hooked. Kmar, what is your question? You're sleepless. So you want some things to help with sleep? I will give you my very best. Number 1, have a consistent sleep and wake time. That makes a huge, difference, because then your body understands when it's time to go to bed and when it's time to wake up. And so block out 8 hours, whether it's midnight to 8 a.m. or if you're Eastern time, it's almost 1, right? So it might be 1 to 9. Block out 8 hours of consistent sleep. Number 2, stay off your phone 2 hours before bed. I'm serious about this. Using your phone before bed and then when you wake up in the middle of the night is terrible. I had dinner with a retired doctor Monday, and he said, if you're having trouble sleeping, get out of bed and go sit on. And he said, what I do is I pour myself a glass of wine and I go sit at the computer and I play solitaire. And I find I can fall asleep. I said, doctor, that is the worst advice for sleep I've ever heard. I said, that's terrible. 1, alcohol impairs sleep quality. So there's that. 2, computer screens are terrible for your eyes. You don't want to do that. Much better. I'll put these on now. Clean these off here. Much better, put on blue blockers, turn on low-level lights, and read a book. That's much better than getting on a computer. So don't drink alcohol if you're having trouble sleeping. That impairs sleep quality. Don't get on your phone. Don't get on your computer. Don't turn on overhead lights. Overhead lights mimic the sun. Do you get that? Overhead lights, our brain thinks overhead lights are like the sun. Why? Because when did we have overhead lights, evolutionarily speaking? When the sun was out. We didn't have overhead lights when we were in tribes, when we were hunter and gatherers for 100 or 200,000 years. Maybe we had torches, but those were like eye level lamps. So when we have overhead lights, the brain thinks, oh, the sun's out. So don't turn on overhead lights. Ideally, turn them off 2 hours before bed. Consistent 8-hour block of sleep, so that way your body knows when to fall asleep, when to wake up. Get sunlight first thing in the morning. Don't wear sunglasses outside. Just walk outside. Don't look directly at the sun, but you can look in the general direction of the sun. Be outside, ideally 10 to 20 minutes, walking, really great. That will greatly improve the quality of your sleep. It might take a week or 2 to kick in, but be consistent. The challenge that I've done is I had a consistent sleep time for 3 days and then I'd stop, or 4 days and then I'd stop, or one bad night of sleep and it threw a monkey wrench in things and then I'd stop. Stay consistent. It might take a month, but it's worth it to start now, improve your sleep now, or work on it now. And so in a month, your sleep will be dialed in and much more effective, and you'll be sleeping much better. So I hope that works for you, K-Marin CR. And I've not been ignoring your questions. I just simply haven't seen them. And there have been a lot of questions tonight. It's been really great. All right. Sleep disturbances due to perimenopause. North Coast girl, I'd recommend talking to Dr. Shannon. She's the expert in women and hormones and how to help with those issues. Pet parent, Robert's Lion's Manes works for me. First night that I took it, it worked. Really? Insomnia for years. First night? That's amazing. I would not say that's typical. That's great. I'm so glad, pet parent, that my Lion's Mane is really, really great for sleep. It's fantastic. It's got not only got lion's mane, but it's also got 10 medicinal mushrooms: reishi, chaga, cordyceps, shiitake, turkey tail, all kinds of wonderful things. Third-party tested, GMP certified, comes with the money-back guarantee. You can buy one, get 3 free at roarlionsmane.com. So why lion's mane at bedtime, getting ready to read my book before bed? So it helps with sleep. It improves the quality of sleep. And for some reason, I get vivid dreams, and I've seen that reported with other people as well. It's really, really cool. So I don't know why lion's mane improves sleep. Naomi, I live in Miami, but right now I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. I will be back in Miami the first week of April. Rachel Doran, I loved your lion's mane product right away. Thank you. TikTok Mom 24, memory loss from concussion. I'm very sorry. Write this down. I've been saying this for a while. I'm just going to do it. It's not going to be perfect. I'm going to make a program that's going to be a package where you can get all this information. So and I'll probably sell it for 10 bucks or something like that. But I'm just going to give it to you free for now. So here's some things that I would do if I had memory loss from concussion. Number one, I would get lots of sleep. Number two, I would get blue blockers when I use screens, because screens can be very hard on the eyes. Screens in like phone screens or computer screens. Number three, moderate exercise, 30 minutes a day, something like jogging or weightlifting, but not too strenuous. This can increase brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which facilitates the growth of new brain cells and new neural connections. So we got sleep, exercise, blue blockers. Number four, a really good diet rich in healthy fats, like healthy fatty fish. These are the smash fish: salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. Hope you're writing this down, TikTok mom. Salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. Those are healthy fats. Your brain outside of water is made up primarily of fat, so this can be very helpful. If you're going to repair your brain from concussion, you want to make sure it has the right resource to do that. So that means healthy fats and B vitamins. So take a B complex vitamin, or I would take a B complex vitamin. Not giving you medical advice. I'm not a medical doctor. And I'd also recommend a fish oil supplement. I would take that. Next, take 1,000 milligrams of EPA, 1,000 milligrams of DHA. So that'll be a large dose of fish oil. Next, here are some supplements that are super great for the brain recovery from concussion. First, most important would be aniracetam or oxiracetam. Excuse me. Aniracetam or oxiracetam, spelled Aniracetam. Research shows that aniracetam facilitates memory recovery after traumatic brain injury in mice. Also in humans, but the mice were an experiment. Humans, they just found people with TBI and gave them aniracetam, and many of them improved. So aniracetam, the dose for a healthy adult is 750, or it's 500 to 1,500 milligrams a day. With that, I would take alpha GPC, 1,200 milligrams, and a B complex vitamin. Next, Ceylon cinnamon, Ceylon, Ceylon cinnamon. I think 1,000 milligrams of that has been shown to help with memory recovery after traumatic brain injury. Quercetin, 1,000 milligrams, has also been helpful. And then lion's mane. Lion's mane facilitates the growth of new brain cells and new neural connections. So you could do my lion's mane, but you also might want to get one that's pure lion's mane. So this is a small dose of lion's mane, but it's 10 medicinal mushrooms that work really well to not only improve memory, but also to help with sleep. If you want a big dose of lion's mane, I'd get like a lion's mane powder and do that. And so if you want specifically for neurogenesis, which is the growth of new brain cells, you might want to get a higher dose lion's mane than what I have, or you could take multiple doses of this. So that's my very best stuff, TikTok mom. I hope you took notes there. This is great. Texas female. Why do you do your live so late? You're killing me, Smalls. Ah, the Sandlot reference. That's great. So the reason I do my TikTok lives late is number one, I do the sauna from about 8 to 9. And then I kind of get my stuff ready, and then I come on as soon as I'm ready. And number two, I've noticed that more people are available. Oh, thank you for the rose, TikTok mom. More people are available later in the evening. I've tried to do it earlier, like at 8, and I just get more people on when it's after 9. And so it's partly me, and it's partly a response to people. Okay, so that's what I got this evening. And I want to give you some free lion's mane. So I'm going to tell you how to win some free lion's mane. I'm going to give you some free resources as well. Who wants to win some free lion's mane? Your bottle shows backwards. Roar lion's mane. So Lissy, Lyssee, Lissy 40, roarlionsmane.com. So philosophical, I don't think lion's mane inhibits DHT. Let me look that up. I don't think lion's mane affects testosterone. So the first article is from 4G, Forige, F-O-R-I-G. It says lion's mane stabilizes DHT. This other article from Nature's Rise says anecdotal evidence suggests that lion's mane can boost testosterone levels. And then here's the second part. So this is where you're right, and block the conversion of testosterone to DHT. So the question is, do you want more testosterone or do you want more DHT, more dihydrotestosterone? So does lion's mane affect hormones? A recent Japanese study on lion's mane suggests that this mushroom alleviated cognitive impairment by stimulating nerve cell production. That's neat. Does lion's mane affect DHT? This is from forij.co. This quote, due to the lack of research, we can't exactly know how lion's mane affects dihydrotestosterone production. DHT is a hypothalamic hormone, meaning it's made in the hypothalamus or released in the hypothalamus. Therefore, or it's part of the hypothalamic cascade. Therefore, lion's mane may stimulate the production of this hormone by stimulating hypothalamic neurogenesis. This hypothesis is promising and warrants further looking into, with human studies being particularly needed. So this is the top of the Google research says we don't have research on this. Does lion's mane affect testosterone? Quote, there's not enough scientific research on lion's mane's effect on testosterone to draw conclusions on this topic. However, anecdotal evidence does not suggest that lion's mane lowers testosterone levels. So philosophical, you might be right. As of right now, I don't see strong data to support that. And I don't see consistent data to support that. Lady Check, I don't know why you were blocked. Sometimes the algorithm on TikTok blocks people who ask certain questions about prescription drugs. John Edmonds experienced that. Oh, Lady Chuck, I love hearing that. Love learning from you. You really helped my mother increase her life. Oh, goodness gracious. I love that. Yes, Texas Female, Morning Man can replace the morning vitamin. If you're going to give it to kids, I would recommend the caffeine-free. But Morning Man does have a multivitamin in it. Yes, K Marin CR. Cognitive issues can be reversed. The earlier, the better. Okay. So who wants to win some free lion's mane and some other cool stuff? It's not only lion's mane. So you could win 12 bottles of lion's mane, 12 Home Yum lion's mane coffee replacement, and 2 bags of Morning Man. Here's how to win. Go to the link below my profile or go to robertlove.net. So click here or go to robertlove.net. And then the first link is win free lion's mane. Click there, enter your name and email to register to win. We're going to do a drawing on Monday. And I've entered 12 bottles of mine for the winner. Home Yum has entered 12 bags of their stuff. And Morning Man is entering 2 bags of their stuff, 1 regular, 1 decaf, and then some other cool stuff. So if you want it, no money's involved. So go to robertlove.net or click the link here and check that out. It takes 20 seconds to register. Next, if you want to get a great quality lion's mane that's third-party tested, GMP certified, and really significantly improve sleep. Who's got trouble sleeping? Who would like to sleep better? I got you covered, and I got it risk-free. So my lion's mane it not only contains lion's mane, but 10 medicinal mushrooms that can help with great quality sleep, even can give you vivid dreams. Many people report vivid dreams. It lowers stress, lowers anxiety, and it even increases the ability to improve memory and grow new brain cells. That's what lion's mane does. And my supplements, third-party tested, GMP certified, comes with a 6-month, 6-month money-back guarantee. I don't know who else offers that on their supplements. You can get this at roarlionsmane.com. Right now, we have a great special, a great deal. Buy one, get 3 free. I will tell you this, the price is not going to go down, so don't wait for it to go on sale. This is the lowest it's ever going to get. It's only going to go up in price. I'm not raising the price tomorrow, but when the price changes, it's going to go up. So this is the best price it's ever going to be. So get as much as you like at this price while it is still available. So that's roarlionsmane.com, unconditional money back guarantee. Any questions about roarlionsmane.com? A bunch of you have said some very nice things about Roar Lions Mane, both on TikTok and Instagram. And so I really appreciate those very nice things. All right, Perky, Ambien needs to go. Great. Please try my Lion's Mane. Lady Check, it's my birthday. Fantastic. Would you like a birthday prayer from us here? If you would, please say, yes, I would love a prayer, and then tell me what you'd like us to pray for. Is Morning Man only for men? No, Morning Man is for humans. Morning Man is for men and women who like healthy green stuff and like caffeine. The Morning Man decaf is for children and those adults who do not want caffeine. I really like the decaf because I don't like to have caffeine every day. I like to cycle caffeine. All right. On Yen Yi, you're in. Awesome. So, Morning Man's great. And someone wrote, they gave their 13-year-old Morning Man, they liked it. Texas female, I don't have. Oh, so if you want another Lion's Mane that I was using, it's about twice as expensive as mine. It's called Life Cycle. It's $30 a month. Mine's about $15 a month. So you can get that as well if you want more Lion's Mane. That's in a liquid. Oh, Onyi, this is your first time here. Welcome. Big roar to you. So this is the Lion's Den. This is where we come to love and support each other, to learn about health, wellness, and neuroscience, and how to prevent Alzheimer's disease with science. Welcome. Usually we're on a little bit earlier, from about 10 or 11 p.m. Eastern until about now. So you're catching the very tail end. So please forgive me. I'm kind of doing, I'm talking about the free resources I have for people, which are free ebooks. There's a giveaway going on right now, free resources, my newsletter. So I'm going to be going through a lot of resources. But if you want to check out the replay, if you go to YouTube and search Robert Love on YouTube or Robert WB Love on YouTube, you can watch the live from tonight, which was an Ask Me Anything live where I just answered a bunch of questions. You can check that out. If you're just joining, I'm sorry, we're wrapping up. And so it kind of seems like I'm not answering questions, which is kind of true. I'm just kind of going through the free resources. Okay, you had surgery 5 years ago. Great. Well, I hope the surgery was helpful to you. And I hope if you want to learn more about health, wellness, neuroscience, preventing dementia, I hope this is a wonderful place for you. All right. So Lady Check, what would you like your birthday prayer on? Lady Check, I love prayers. It works. Please pray for my sister that had a kidney transplant. Okay. Fantastic. And Lady Check, what is your name and what is your sister's name? Cameron, I used to take Wellbutrin for ADHD. I don't know about taking with Lion's Mane and Bacopa and citicoline. Those are likely safe, but check with your pharmacist. I want to make sure that you're safe. Fantastic, Perky. Yeah, let me know if the Lion's Mane helps. I'd love it if it does. That would be awesome. If it doesn't, please make sure you get a regular sleep and wake time, and get morning sunshine. That'll make a big difference. Okay. All right. So if you'd like to, I'd love to do a birthday prayer for Lady Check, also known as Diana Heck, and her sister, Sammy Bryant. So we asked to send love, energy, and healing vibes to Diana Heck on her birthday, and then her sister, Sammy. Please let this be a wonderful year for Diane. Please grant her health and wellness, peace, great sleep, lots of loving relationships, and a really meaningful, fulfilling year of her life. And please bless her sister. Please bless her sister with her health challenges. Please help her to overcome them and give her the support she needs to get through this. Please bless both of them and surround them with your healing and your love. So please send some positive love and vibes to both of them, both however you want to pray, as well as in the chat. That would be wonderful. And happy birthday to you. Awesome. You are so welcome. Happy birthday. I'm sincerely, so I'll take my glasses off so you can see me. So I love it that this is a place of prayer and healing and somewhat vulnerability. It's a vulnerable thing to ask for prayers for health or for wellness or for a family or for a relationship. And I love that that's the community that we've cultivated here. And so I'm deeply touched and honored that so many people want to pray and share in prayer and receive prayer. And that's all I have to say. It's just a wonderful community that we've built here. All right, moving forward, moving on. So the free giveaway is the first thing at robertlove.net. Next is my lion's mane. Next are some free ebooks. Actually, some resources on weight loss. So who was here at the beginning? The diabetes website with their recipes. I would say those recipes are not helpful for diabetes. I would say they're actually unhelpful because they have high glycemic foods. So if you'd like to lose weight and keep it off, I have two free resources for you. First, I wrote an ebook, The Top 10 Weight Loss Supplements. You can get that for free. Just click that link at robertlove.net and scroll down. It'll say free ebook, The Top 10 Weight Loss Supplements. Click that. Then enter your name and email, and I will email you that book. Then resource number 2 is you can get a free hormonal profile from Chad Tackett. Chad Tackett is a dear friend of mine. He is an expert in sustainable weight loss, one of the world's leading experts actually in sustainable weight loss. He's been in this business for 28 years, has helped over 10,000 people lose weight and keep it off. He's tremendous. And so hormones affect your ability to lose weight. And so if you want to get a free hormonal profile, you get that from Chad as well after you get your ebook. Next, more free resources. First is my brain fitness email newsletter. This goes out every day. I'm actually working on the newsletter tomorrow. I write them in batches. So this is filled with free information about health, wellness, neuroscience, foods, supplements, spices, behaviors, important things you want to know about your health and about your brain. It comes to your email every day for free. So click there, enter your name and email to register for free. Thank you, Bumble. You are an awesome person in this world of angst. Well, thank you so much. I aspire to be. Another free resource for you is my free report, my top 10 brain supplements. So if you want simply supplements that are great for the brain, I tell you what I take. I tell you the brands that I buy and where to buy them and what to look for in a great supplement. And that is available for free. And so just click that free resource, free report, top 10 brain supplements. All this is available at the link below my profile or at robertlove.net. So all these resources are there for you at robertlove.net. Next is the free masterclass. So if you have memory loss or someone in your family has memory loss, this resource is for you. This is a masterclass I put together. This is a 45-minute masterclass on the science of Alzheimer's disease and specifically what you can do to prevent Alzheimer's disease and how you can slow down its progression if someone already has Alzheimer's disease. That's a free masterclass. You can register at the link, enter your name and email to register. And then after you watch the masterclass, you can register for a free, you can apply for a free FDA certified memory test. This is to monitor where your memory is now. And so we can track your progress. Next, I was recently I was featured in a Newsweek article about Alzheimer's disease. If you'd like to read that Newsweek article, the link is available to you. Next, please follow me on one other platform, on Instagram or YouTube, and sign up for the newsletter. TikTok, as you know, is under fire from the U.S. federal government. And so if I'm not able to go live on TikTok, I want you to be able to see me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram right now, as well as YouTube. So please follow me on at least one other platform. Next, I say this not just because for my benefit, but I want you to be able to join the lives if you're on TikTok, if TikTok goes down. Next If you have long haul virus, or if you have symptoms of long haul virus, there's a free masterclass for you with Dr. Linnell King from Johns Hopkins. And so click the link that says long haul virus free masterclass, click there and register, and then you can watch that masterclass when that becomes available. I think he turns that on and off when it's available, but you want to register for the next one. Next, if you would like to work with me directly, you can book a personal consultation with me, or you can schedule a free FDA certified memory test, and then I will go over your results with you. I or someone on my team will go over your results with you. Lastly, so all of those are free resources. Next are the physical products. These are not free. There's a cost to them. So we already talked about my lion's mane. This is Roar Lion's Mane. You can get this at roarlionsmane.com. And it comes with a 6-month money-back guarantee. It's third-party tested, GMP certified, and it's great in improving sleep. It improves mood. It reduces anxiety. It can even help with memory. Next is Omyum. This is the lion's mane coffee replacement that I love. I add this to my smoothies. I add this to the morning in the morning when I have morning man. It is fantastic. Listen to these ingredients: organic cacao powder, organic lion's mane, organic reishi, organic chaga, organic cordyceps, L-theanine, organic ashwagandha. Ashwagandha, we talked about ashwagandha a lot today. Organic maca, organic Ceylon cinnamon, organic curcumin. Curcumin's great for the brain. Pink Himalayan sea salt, stevia extract, black fruit pepper. Black fruit increases the absorption of curcumin. This is a super great quality product. It's great for the brain. I gave it to my best friend's 5-year-old. He liked it. So it's a really super healthy hot chocolate. It's also a coffee replacement if you want to reduce coffee. That's called Omyum, O-M-Y-U-M, Lion's Mane Coffee Replacement. If you click the link in my link tree at robertlove.net and subscribe, you can save 15% for life. So this is ordinarily $50 a bag. When you subscribe, that price goes down to $40. But wait, it gets better. When you use my coupon code, which is LOVE15, the price goes down to $34, which is about $1.10 a day. That's amazing. That's less than the cost of a Starbucks. And this is so much better for you than a cup of coffee. This is amazing. So please get that. If you are interested, money back guarantee on that as well. Next is the skin supplement that I like, the Ageless Detox Skin Supplement. If you look, my skin's pretty clear. I like that supplement. And then if you want to learn more, click the link. Morning Man is not just for men. Morning Man is for humans, for adult men, for adult women, and those not on the binary gender spectrum. And then Morning Man caffeine free is great for kids. I gave the caffeine free to my best friend's 5-year-old. He loved it. Texas female, I spend more than that on the beans. Yeah, I know. Omyum is a terrific deal on the Lion's Mane coffee replacement. It's so very, very good. I love it. I have 2 or 3 servings a day. So Morning Man is like Athletic Greens, but it tastes great. And with my coupon, you can get this for less money than anywhere else. So ordinarily, this is $100 a bag, $100 a month. That's what Athletic Greens costs. It's the same. It's very similar ingredients. It's 47 different superfoods, but this tastes amazing. They designed this for taste. It's great. So it's $100. When you subscribe, the price goes down to $77. But wait, when you use my coupon code LOVE15, the price goes down to $63. That's like $2.10 a day. $2.10 a day for a multivitamin. It's got a multivitamin in it. It's got vitamin A, C, D, E, thiamine, riboflavin, niacin, folate. So it's got your B vitamin. It's got magnesium, zinc, selenium, all kinds of great stuff in here. And it tastes amazing. 47 different superfoods, 100% money back guarantee. It's fantastic. I love it. I drink it. I might drink it every day. I say I take a day off from everything. So I'll take the regular or the decaf pretty much every day. But my body craves it in the morning. It's awesome. Next is the Harmony Pendant. Check your email. I'm going to be writing some emails about EMFs. So the Harmony Pendant helps reduce the negative impact of EMFs. It's terrific. So you can check that out. Next is my favorite coffee. It's by Via Guatemala. The favorite one from them, I really like the Mayan Warrior. So Via Guatemala is a female minority-owned coffee company and I got to meet the owner. She's really sweet. She was an orphan from Guatemala, and she wants to found an orphanage. So she's a very good person doing good things in the world. Her coffee is of the highest quality, and it's delicious. It is expensive. It's a boutique coffee. It's about $30 a pound. Most organic coffee is around $20 a pound. So it is more expensive. If you want to save $5, you can use my coupon, which is LOVE5, and that will get you started. But that's a really great coffee. And then if you'd like to be a financial supporter of the show, you can be a Patreon patron for as little as $3 a month. Okay, so those are all the stuff. And then if you're just joining us, you can win free lion's mane. Go to robertlove.net and click the link that says free lion's mane giveaway. Enter there. You could win over $1,400 worth of brain boosting products, including my lion's mane, a year's supply of my lion's mane, a year's supply of Om-Yum, some Morning Man, all kinds of great stuff. Okay, questions, and then it's time for bed. All right, YouTube, I will see you later. Okay, so that's it for